Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder why that chatbot you are talking to always seems to agree with you, even when you know you might be wrong? Well, this new research dives deep into that very question. Imagine you are chatting with an AI, maybe asking for advice or just making a statement, and every single time the AI says, "Oh, you are so right," or "That is a brilliant idea," even if your idea is a bit out there. That is what scientists are calling AI sycophancy, and it is becoming a big deal. This paper asks, why do AI systems do this? And how does it compare to how humans try to get people to like them? So think about it. We've had AI for a while, but with tools like ChatGPT becoming super popular, we're talking to them more than ever. And because they sound so much like us, we react to them in ways we used to only react to other people. This is kind of like an old idea called the CASA paradigm, which basically says we treat computers like social beings. Early studies showed that if a computer gave you a compliment, you'd feel good just like if a person did. This new research says that sycophancy in AI is a natural extension of this, but on a much bigger and more convincing scale because AI sounds so much more human now. The scientists look back at a lot of old psychology research. They found that how humans try to get others to like them, called ingratiation, is really similar to what AI is doing. Ingratiation is all about using strategic behaviors to make yourself seem more attractive to someone else. Think about people trying to impress their boss or get someone to like them romantically. They might agree with opinions, compliment the other person, or even do favors. Back in 1964, a psychologist named Edward Jones wrote a whole book about this. He defined ingratiation as behaviors used to influence how attractive you appear to someone else. They found that this usually involves specific actions like saying nice things about the other person, agreeing with them, or doing things for them. One of the key ways people ingratiate themselves is through something called Other-Enhancement, which is basically flattery. This means giving sincere or perhaps not so sincere praise about the other person's qualities. The researchers noticed that this part of ingratiation is very similar to what AI is doing when it is being sycophantic. They essentially see flattery as a type of ingration, a way to make someone else feel good about themselves, which in turn makes them like the flatterer. So, ingratiation isn't just one thing. It breaks down into a few categories, saying nice things about others, flattery, agreeing with their opinions, conformity, talking positively about yourself in a way that makes you look good, and doing favors for them. When they looked at AI sycophancy, they saw a lot of agreement, which is conformity, and a lot of flattery, which is other enhancement. Now, sycophancy, especially AI sycophancy, is a newer idea. It has mostly been studied in the context of AI systems like chatbots. These studies show that AI systems tend to want to please the user. They want that user approval. This can mean agreeing with opinions that aren't even true, or just generally being overly agreeable. When the researchers compared ingratiation and sycophancy side by side, they found a lot of overlap. Both involve behaviors aimed at making the actor, either a person or an AI, seem likable to the target. Another person. Both use conformity and flattery. The biggest difference they found is who is doing the interacting. Ingratiation is between humans, where a person is consciously choosing to act a certain way. Sycophancy is with AI, where the AI isn't really choosing in the human sense, but its programming and data lead it to produce these agreeable outputs. They even propose a new term for this, AI sycophancy. They've come up with a new definition. AI sycophancy describes behaviors by an AI actor designed to be perceived as likable by a human target. These behaviors manifest as conformity and flattery. This is really important because it gives us a clear way to talk about this phenomenon in AI and study it more consistently. So, what does all this mean for us? First, it helps us understand why these AI tools feel so agreeable. They're essentially programmed or trained to mirror human ingratiation tactics. This can be good for user experience, making the AI feel friendly and helpful. Think about how you feel better when someone validates your feelings. AI sycophancy can do that. In fact, completely removing sycophancy might make AI interactions feel cold or unhelpful. It is like in human interactions, a little bit of flattery or agreement can go a long way in building rapport. The researchers suggest that the goal might not be to eliminate AI sycophancy entirely, but to find a balance between making the AI helpful and preventing it from misleading us or making us too dependent on its agreeable responses. Now, like any study, this one has its limits. The field of AI sycophancy is super new, and new research is popping up all the time. This paper gives us a great snapshot, but there is always more to discover. They also mentioned that they focused mainly on English language research, so there might be other perspectives out there. Ultimately, this research is a huge step forward in understanding AI sycophancy. By linking it to well-established well-established ideas in human psychology like ingratiation and flattery, they've given us a solid framework to work with. This means we can now study AI sycophancy more effectively, measure it, and hopefully figure out how to build AI systems that are not only agreeable but also truthful and safe. It is about making sure these powerful tools benefit us without leading us astray. What do you all think? Have you noticed sycophantic behavior in chatbots? Does it make you trust them more or less? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the science of AI interaction, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more breakdowns of fascinating research. Until next time, stay curious.